Okay, so I now have here, borrowed from two separate people, the Aeon 2 closed, which I've already reviewed, and the Aeon 2 open. And the person, when I released this, somebody said, hey, I can borrow you this. And the person who loaned me this was like, hey, did you see this guy who loaned you this? Hold on to this and you can review this and do this. So now we're here, now wallpaper, and it's like 3:09 in the morning, because that's when Zeus is at his peak performance. When he's just not tired and he's like, fuck it. So, trying to sit here, and I ignore that. We're on 789s. We're on dueling 789s. This is why I have two identical amplifiers hooked up to the same DAC, so that I could plug them both in with balanced cables and assess. And I've been sitting here trying to assess. And then I've been sitting here tuning and assessing and tuning. And I would just watch the Bunny Girl Senpai movie. And holy shit, my heart is just everywhere. It's broken and it's back together and it loves and hates. What fucking series. Anyway, so I went back. I don't have the drop ones here, because that would have just been too much. I'm sorry. Please. This is for me. Because you see, it's just like when I reviewed these, and just like when I reviewed those, it comes with all the tuning options, and even more tuning options for the open back. It's got thick white ones, and it's got even thicker white ones, and it's got the foam, and it's got stop. So I basically, same tracks, obviously, playing on both headphones, picked my tune. I retuned these, the close back, to be more akin to, I tried to get them to match, because there's something about the open ones that I like, and the closed ones were like, I don't get them to sound like that. And then once I got those to sound similar, then I started tuning these, and now we're completely fucking different. And I think this is like, if I owned both of these, if these are both, for some reason I own both, and I don't think you need to own both. That's important. Because there are some headphones that have an open and closed variant, and Ethers and Ether C-Flow, the other Mr. Speakers probably do that. Open and closed back like LCDs are very different. So I think again, it's 3:10 in the morning, so this may not be clear and cohesive, or maybe it'll be super cohesive. If you're watching this at 3 in the morning, please say so in the comments. This feels like it's got more, these are closed by the way, more detail and more of the Mr. Speaker's house sound. However, properly adjusted, and I went with the, how many notches? Single notch. Went with the single notch white ones in here. I think I'd listen to these more. They're softer. The open backs are softer. They don't have with this current configuration, we got the, by the way, they're both balanced cables. This one's much smaller. I don't know, this must have been an upgrade cable that the previous owner ordered. Because this is like, fuck you cable. It's a fuck you cable. I don't give a fuck about this, but this one was nice. When I reviewed with this with the metal, this one's only got a plastic split. I'm getting off topic. No, wait. Everything's about a headphone. We're always on topic. Let me just shuffle one more. Some banjo. Yeah, that Otis Taylor? It's Otis Taylor. The way it goes. I can fucking hear the fact that this is closed. And I couldn't before because I was comparing, I don't know, I just couldn't before. Now, take away that like wall around it, because literally a wall Maria around it. And it's like, this is all just so much more laid back. It's just more laid back. But it's the same. I'm fighting a bias that I have, because I've listened to Mr. Speakers over. I had the Aeons and the Aeon closed back in the day, the closed and open. And I pretty much determined it then. And I had the Ether C's and the Ether Opens, the version 1. And it was matched there. And now we're here, and there's two schools of thought happening in my brain. It's like, well, maybe it's changed, Or maybe what I figured out years ago still applies to Mr. Speakers, which is that he does closed headphones better than open. And I want to say that. I want to, because I think the closed back have a slightly better detail, and I'm hearing this not ringing but hollowness sound now, and I don't know if it was I picked this as tuning to try to match that. This fucking job, man. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I forgot about that thing. Hold on. It's a perfect song for that. This is 28 Days Later, Tower Block. Yeah, no, the low end in the closed back version is superior. Superior Eeyore. Like, there's bass in the open back, so no doubt. And I've tuned a little bit with the little fancy pads to do this, but this is like gut-wrenching, like, ugh. Like, I make the sound when low end happens in the closed back. And with the open back, staying true to the more relaxed sound, it's there, it's just not as impactful. And I guess that actually makes sense, but that has gone away. It used to be, back when I first started doing reviews, it was like, well, the closed back ones have better bass. And that wasn't always the case. It stopped being the case like 3 years ago. Open back started, 909s are like womp, but then again 900s are still more womp. But then you got HP3. Like, there are headphones that do bass better in an open back than there are headphones that do bass better than the closed back. This is just back to the old school thinking of like the open back just can't trap all that low end, so it just goes away, and that hits you. So I'm just gonna stick with my fact of don't buy both of these. You only need one. You just need me somehow at 3:15 in the morning to explain to you what you're gonna want, because this is a big purchase decision. These fuckers are $900. Here they are in APOS. Yeah, they're 900 or 900. They're not even a different price. And that confuses people. I actually had an idea at one point to have a headphone company that just sells the same priced headphones with different tuning. And that just confuses people. It's literally, as morally correct as that would be, it makes people confused. And Odyssey knows that. Odyssey, just has LCD 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and people in their brains, that's a bigger number, that's a better headphone. But they're really just tuning options. I guarantee you they don't need to make the LCD 3s cost $1,000 more than the 2s, and the LCD 4s cost $1,000 more than the 3s. They could just offer different tuning options, and people would be confused. Then that's what's happening here. If the closed back was $500 more than the open back, I would be like, well, the closed back, just mentally, because this is just, we're all human beings, except for her. She's not real. She has no human rights. But we would all just go, oh, that's $500. It's obviously better. It's because of this carbon fiber here. Obviously, it's not just some cheap mesh. We should definitely all pay $500 more to get the better sound, and that's not the case. When you don't charge for different, people are confused. And I'm confused. And I know, I'm describing the situation. I could describe to you how my brain feels right now, but I can't fight how my brain feels right now. Because I want to like the open backs more. I want to. Because I've never liked an open back more in Mr. Speaker. It's always been the closed. It's kind of... Oh, hold on. MIA, far. I feel like I want to tune these more now. I feel like I want to tune the open ones more. You have to realize that me, Zeos, Pantera, right now, sitting here on this desk, no other headphones exist except for these two. That's the only way I can get through some of these reviews. Like, if you're like, well, Zeos, you didn't compare that to the DT880 600 ohm. Why didn't you? Well, why didn't I compare it to the Pioneer SEA 1000s that I reviewed 4.5 years ago? I love those because I can't. I can't. That's why Doug DeMuro has that giant list at the end, because even he doesn't fucking know what to compare against. That's why Hi-Fi Guides exists. By the way, Hi-Fi Guides, check it out. Big list of headphones I recommend. And I go there to answer people's questions when they say, hey, Zeos, what should I get in this price range? Because even I don't fucking remember anymore. So as I sit here pretending there are no other headphones on the planet Earth, there's just Aeon 2 closed and just Aeon 2 open. These are the only two headphones on planet Earth. This table represents planet Earth. Do you see any other headphones? No. Gun to my head, or, you know, threaten to take away ice cream forever, although I'm not super into ice cream, but occasionally like it. I picked the closed. Even with that weird hollow sound, you could tune that away, but you catch that low end and you keep the detail. Also, I want to point out, and this has always been a case for Mr. fucking Speakers, except for the Ether 2s. I think the Ether 2s were immune from this. But you put on this open back, because it is there's foam, and actually it's very, I want to complain about how easy this is to like push in. It feels like I'm breaking it every time I touch it. But I'm hearing myself talk, put on an open back headphone, and now it sounds like this. Why? Why can't I hear my own voice through these open backs? In fact, I'm just going to keep talking, and then I'm going to clone these closed backs, and it's, hello? 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 Oof. There's like a 3% difference in sound blocking, closed back to open back. You put on like that one or 880s, okay, but Sundars, you put on an open back headphone, you kind of expected to sound open. And this is always the case, Mr. Speakers. It's like veiled. It's like a 8 decibel. Close it most of the way. So I'm not even gonna. I would not even call these an open back. In all honesty, these are a semi-open. And these are a closed back, yes, but they're so fucking close and deadening. There's so much. If you put your fingers against the front and back to feel the thickness, it's like that much space. The driver's usually about that thick. So there's a half of an inch somewhere, or a centimeter and a half, boys and girls from the EU, or centimeter and a quarter of stuff happening behind the driver, and a little bit, well, you can see the driver when you take it off, so it's just what's called. So that means there's a lot happening behind this driver, a lot. And in the closed back version, that's great, because you need to do things so it isn't just hitting a wall. You got to dampen it, you got to reflect it, you got to calm it, so that, you know, that's your tuning. With this, really, you shouldn't have to tune as hard as they're tuning behind this, which is why it sounds soft. Like, I feel like if I just hold on, let me see something. Let me. Caress Me Down by Sublime, hold on. There is nearly no change when I palm the entire cup. What is that? What is that? Because to me, that means that the fact that it's open doesn't matter. Am I wrong? You take Ship 9500s or X2s or 909s or fucking any real open back, and you get your hands even close to the side of it, and it starts to get all wonky and shit, and it's like, oh, can't do that because it's an open back. It's like they're designed to be open back, but it's a complete fucking falsehood. It's a lie. It's a lie. I could just get a piece of tape and tape over this and fill it in, and it wouldn't change the sound at all. Unless my hands are just perfectly soft acoustic mats that is just perfectly jiving with that. I feel like, why bother getting the open backs when they're not really open backs? Everything I've described about the closed backs exists here. And doing here makes it just less, it's less impressive. It's more relaxed. I'm not telling you not to consider these, but I'm telling you that I wouldn't consider them. This is me coming to terms with this shit at, I'm going to keep checking the time, 3:23 in the morning. This is 13 minutes. I can make this a short review. Like, I'm so glad to have both. I'm so glad I'm holding both in my hands. Which, by the way, some people don't like the color. I kind of like it. Like, bright red is like, yeah, you can have it, but this is like a, I don't know. It's like orange. It feels like if brown was nice. That's it. That's what it is. This is what brown would look like if brown was really nice. So now you can argue about that color choice. Same, by the way, folding mechanism. I guess in case you didn't watch the other review, it does fold up like that, and the case is specifically designed with those weird, look, see it fits, boom, right in there. Gives you a nice small case. The wires have the same standard Mr. Speaker wire connector that you'd use in a space shuttle because it clicks in. They're light as fuck. There's no change in weight. No, I'm not that good. Pads are the same. Pads are comfortable. I mean, either... If I was sent to this one, like I was, and I reviewed it, and then it disappeared, and then I got this one, and I reviewed it completely on its own, I probably wouldn't be having the same video right now. It'd probably be like, oh, you know, it sounds really good. It's great. You know, it's fucking solid. I think the low end's about the same, but memory of sound is very hard. People usually have to write down, like I don't know how people write down what a headphone sounds like. I can't do reviews like in words, in written words. You could transcribe this fucking thing, and you have to make sure you put in waves finger wildly, because sound is not something you can just put into some sort of, I was going to say data set. It seriously isn't, though. Like, you could record line graphs all you want, but trying to describe the punchiness of a low end on a specific track and remembering it and then recalling it a week later is fucking impossible. So having them both here, having fucking Siamese amps. I'm not saying these are bad headphones. That's another thing. It's like Social Network Hall, in the Hall of the Mountain King. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are my daddies. Yeah, the imaging is better. Everything is a little bit. I want to hear it more in the close back. I want to hear it more in the close back. This is definitely more relaxed. It just is less. It's less of everything. This music is exactly what my life is like right now at 3 in the morning. Yeah, no, I think I could probably do, oh, the owner said, oh, by the way, if I wanted to tune this with cutting up the things, he said do it, because we looked and there's only like, it's $30 to get like an entire set to retune these. So if you wanted to take this, fold it in half, get a scissor and go boop, boop, and cut out a diamond, you could. I'm not going to. I'll let the owner deal with that because I don't want to cost him $30. Besides, it's enough, that would just be another 3 hours of me sitting here going, well, wait, what if I cut out a circle instead of a square? Please don't make me do it. Please, internet, don't make me do it. Just accept this shorter review of these compared to these, because that's what I'm comparing to. And then you know what the kicker is? The Aeon Open X exists, which, by the way, they're not on Drop. Drop's got a lot of items that are not available right now. But I was comparing those to these, and it was hard because they were open and closed. But now I'm comparing these to this, and it's hard because it's open and closed. But I can tell you right away, I think, because I had them out and I don't have them, just don't want them here now. I think I'd probably take the Drop open backs, because that tuning is a little more fun. This sounds relaxed, and this sounds serious, and the Aeon Open X sounds fun. When you find your combination of fucking pieces of fucking filter, it's more fun. And it's cheaper. If you want to save some money. These are $900. That's like 5 or 6. Oh, the tubers is there. Hi, Ploopums. How you feeling? Were you in your hole? That's a great picture. Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. If this made no sense to you, you try at 3:30 in the morning making sense about headphones. Good luck. You're lucky I was able to change the background to something amazing. I just realized that the open backs have just open holes here, and the closed backs have filtered holes there. There's thought put into this. Obviously, Dan Clark himself tunes these. I mean, and I'm sure he's got a team of people who help him build it and help him test it, but the final say is still his. So the question is which one do you think he likes better? And do you think he liked one and then tried to match it with the other, like I was trying to do? I literally took this and I'm like, oh, I kind of like what this sounds like. Let me try to match it here. And then I realized, wait, this is doing it better. Shit, now I got to try to match this one here with more tuning. And it's a fight. It's a cats and dogs. It really doesn't matter which one you get. If you never hear the other one like this on a table, you're going to be happy. You're going to be a happy human being. It's like if you have a girl who's a redhead and a 9, and another girl who's a brunette and a 9.3. If you never meet the other one at the same time, you're just going to be happy with either one of those. That's what you have here. You have it's no lose. It's no lose scenario. Personally, here on this desk where only 2 headphones exist, I lean towards the closed back because the open back isn't open enough. I would love to rip them apart, make them truly open. They'd probably sound atrocious. Much tune. I employ Dan Clark to make a set of these Bluetooth, and I know that sounds like a weird request. However, over there, there, I have those Grado True Wireless, like they're literally Bluetooth Grados, open back, outdoor. They were $250. And I bought them. I personally bought them. I took Patreon money and I dumped it at them because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Grado? And no one's going to send it to me because no one's stupid enough to buy it. That pair of headphones you can wire, and it sounds like the 325s. Harsh, no bass, terrible imaging. You run them Bluetooth with the built-in amps and the DSP correction on a Grado driver. They are perfect open headphones. Like in the sound demo for those, I literally plug in the wire and repeat some songs. And it's like, oh, wired, ugh, A90, ugh. But Bluetooth from my fucking phone, stellar. If Mr. Speakers had access, Dan Clark said, okay, Aeon Bluetooth, built-in amplifiers, maybe you can even get into deal with THX, because, Drop, he's doing deal with Drop, THX is part of Drop. You put THX amps in here, and then you have someone sit there and fucking hammer at a configuration file to tune the driver with DSP. And these could be the greatest headphones on the face of the earth. Like, I mean, rival the Voce. Rival everything. Like, I'm sure they have the potential for that. Because this is tuning with paper and shit is fine. But tuning with a full digital correction at like 24 kilohertz is just, that's 24 gigahertz? I don't know. A lot would be the final solution. Wait, that's not a good way to call it. Ignore that. It's late. I'm done. I'm going to stop talking now. If you own either of these, if you've heard both of them, please, in the comments below, tell me what your thoughts are. Why do you love the open backs versus the closed? Why do you love the closed backs versus the open? Why do you hate this color? And there you go. I did sound demo them both today earlier, by the way, on the same songs, so you can go and listen, although it is hard to perfectly match them. So, but whatever, it's better than no sound demos. That wallpaper is in the description, by the way. Download it in the description. Put it on your phone, crop it out, or buy a 21:9 monitor and turn it sideways to make it a 9:21 inch. This is an NEC. People ask it all the time. It's an NEC EA294WMI. Because NEC is bad at naming things. And it's like 8 years old now, 9 years old, and I paid a pretty penny back in the day for it. It's perfect. Patreon and Subscribe Star. I may not have purchased either one of these, but I've purchased other things for this channel, and when I ship these back to their owners, I have to ship them insured, and that's $1,800 worth of insurance, which adds up over months and months and months. I think I did my taxes in 2019. I spent $6,642 on shipping. So there you go. So thank you for supporting this channel on Patreon or Subscribestar. Both have the same benefits, by the way. $5 tiers get you into the yard sale, which is when I sell off things in the first to the 10th of the month, shipped for free, continental United States, half shipping international, just things that either I've bought, like if I didn't want those Grados, if they weren't the greatest thing on earth, I'm willing to take a loss on it. Just take them away from me. I just don't need space. But also get to see these reviews early, up to 2 weeks now, although I'm going to be building a buffer because of reasons. How's the reasons? And then ask me any questions you want on platform. Just message me on Subscribestar or Patreon. I'll get back to you. Keep it short and sweet so we can go back and forth. I don't want to read a book. Tell me what your problem is, and then I will be like, all right, how about this? And you'll be like, but this. I'd rather do that than, hey, I started listening to music 72 years ago, and I started on vinyl, but it was mono vinyl on a spindle. I don't need to know any of that. What is your problem right now? You've got 2 minutes of my time. Not to be a prick about it. You're paying to ask me the question, but a lot of people are paying to ask the question. But if you don't want to wait for the answers, feel free to not just jump in the $5 tier. The $10 tiers get you into the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, where they know my opinion the moment it happens, before the reviews are even filmed. And then they can ask me any questions, and there's a private swap meet in there. People are trading gear. It's kind of wild. It's like an orgy of audio equipment. But you pay to be there, so does that make me a pimp? Or just the bouncer at the door? I feel more like the bouncer than the pimp. I don't think I'm in charge of anything. I'm just letting people into this club that I part own, and it's just wild in there. Yeah. Hi-Fi Guides and the Hi-Fi Guides forum. Check those out. Chewbacca's going to start running around. I could tell. It's that. Oh, God. All right, I got to go beat my cat down before she turns into a fucking gremlin. That's it. Check out the sound demo. I'll link both sound demos. Zeos! Future Zeos. Wake up. You're on the couch falling asleep. I know how this works. Link both sound demos for these in the description. And this way people can compare and contrast. And wallpaper and that. And I'll see you all tomorrow for something. We'll see you tomorrow for the sound demo. And then something new the day after. Yeah.